And really crazy around here at my house. So we're looking at the My Favorite No. So I'm going to start giving you guys multiplying fractions so we can refresh our memory on that. Hopefully remember it when we get back to school next year. Fractions, multiplying them, remember, is super easy. It's just remembering the process is the hardest part. So what you have to do is just multiply straight across. So the numerator times the numerator, so 2 times 5, and then denominator times denominator, 5 times 6, and then it's constructed the same way. So the numbers you multiplied on the top produce the numerator, the number on the top of the fraction, and the numbers on the bottom produce the denominator, or the number on the bottom of the fraction. So that's how you create the answer for that first one. I don't know if this is going to show you guys the webcam video also, but if it does, you guys are probably loving my hair right now. All right. Oh, I'm drawing. How do I get back to mouse? Sorry, guys. This is the new thing I'm trying. All right, there we go. All right, so these squares, simple enough. How many squares do you see? There's 3 here, 6, and 9. Yes, but there are more. So, like, what about this full one outside? One here. So, what squares do you see? How many squares do you see in all? Fractions. Guys, I'm still seeing this problem. Next to the shift button on your right, for those of you who have Chromebooks that you got from the school, or pretty much all keyboards are laid out the same way, that next to the shift to the right, there is a slash. Okay? Use the slash to make your fraction. And then don't just give me the fraction, label it with a color, okay? Like that. Obviously there's no blue, so I didn't give you any for that one. So 1/2 is blue. But I said that this time just because I've been getting a lot of people who are not posting, or who are not writing fractions. They're writing like 5 yellows. Yeah, I can count the yellows. I want you to make fractions, guys. Come on. All right. Now let's get into some new stuff. The volume. Volume of a rectangle is pretty simple. It's just when we work with area, we usually look at like it's not a 3-dimensional figure. Now that we are working with a 3-dimensional figure, instead of just doing like a length times a width, we're actually going to do a length times a width times a height, okay? Because we have a 3-dimensional figure now, and what we're trying to determine is how many 1 by 1, in this case inch, 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch cubes would it take to fill this up. Volume is how much it takes to fill an object up. When you put water into a container, maybe like this, when you fill it up with water, how much water this container holds is the volume, okay? It's the same idea, just for solid objects. It's not hollow on the inside, and it's not like we can just fill these with water. I'm showing you on a piece of paper, and I want to know what's the volume for that. So all you're going to do is the length right here times the width right here times the height. That's all you're going to do for that one. For the volume of a rectangular prism, it's the same for a cube. A cube is a rectangular prism. I don't know if it's on this one. I think it might be on the next assignment on Wednesday too. It says what for a 2-inch cube, what would the volume be? Okay, well, a 2-inch cube has all the same sides. So that means that instead of 15, it's 2. Instead of a half, it's 2. It's 2. It's just like a square, only a 3-dimensional figure. All right, let's get back to mouse. So that's what you're doing for all of these. So it wants to know what the equation would be. So for A, you're just typing, for this one, it would be 15 times 1 1/2 times 3. For this one, it would be 15 times 1 1/2 times 6. For this one, all 3 of them, the 3 equations you're going to use to figure out the volume of each. Here, what do the equations have in common? Look back at A. What numbers do they have that are the exact same in the equation? Okay. C. What are the three bases? So those two numbers that you found out that are the exact same, that's going to make one of the sides the exact same. So it wants to know what is the area. So take the two numbers that are the same and multiply them. That's the area that is the same. Volume. So now I want the actual answer. Take the three numbers for each of the three prisms and tell me what the volume would be. And again, I've said this in past ones. Now that we're working on geometry, I would let you guys use calculators, especially since a lot of the Engage New York stuff gives you pretty big numbers, or fractions or decimals sometimes. I would let you be using a calculator. So it's okay to use a calculator on these, all right? Make sure you're typing it in correctly, and then you should be good. Same thing, use the three numbers they give you and type it in. Use the three numbers. What's the volume? Use the three numbers. What's the volume? Okay, I even gave you what this fraction would be as a decimal so you can type it into your calculator easier. All right, good luck. That is Monday 3. Hope this helps. Email me with any additional questions.